great success. I got the cable I needed, so I can charge the camera. I got it from this store behind me. Kind of looks like a warehouse from this side because that's the back side, but this is where I managed to park my bike. Anyway, now we're off to the start of the chain on the Lithuanian end, and there should be a memorial plate on the ground somewhere, so let's try to find it. Alright, so the first task when I arrived here was to pay for the parking. It seems to be a private parking, so that's why I decided I better be safe than sorry and pay, because in many towns motorcyclists do not get free parking. So the first option here is to pay by text message, but the number is a short number, so I'm not quite sure if I could send anything to that. Then I found a parking machine, whatever you call it, where you enter either a card or coins and get a ticket like this, and it showed that you can pay with a card, but it seems that it has to be some sort of special card, not just a bank card. And so luckily I had some coins in my pocket, so I took 2 hours worth of parking, so I should have enough time to visit the 2 nearest memorials and look around here a bit. So let's see if we can find the first one. So this is the Vilnius Cathedral. Behind that you can just see the flag tower, and if I'm not mistaken, that tower is the spot where the chain started, just as with the Estonian side. It also ended next to Estonian flag tower, but the memorial should be somewhere between the tower and the main building of the cathedral. So I found the memorial plate. It was far easier to find than I expected. That's one down, several to go. So I'm walking now down the street to the second memorial I wanted to see. And it's the same street where the people stood in the chain. But for some of you who may not know what was the cause of this event, I thought I'll just give you a brief overview, very brief, because I'm no historian, and whoever is interested enough can do their own research. But just to give you a general idea, what is this all about? In 1939, the Soviet Union and Nazi Germany made the Treaty of Non-Aggression, and the treaty was signed by 2 fellows. On the German side, a guy called Ribbentrop, and on the Russian side a guy called Molotov. It's the same Molotov who inspired the name for a killer cocktail. The signed treaty contained some secret protocols, and these secret protocols basically stated that they will start the Second World War, but will not attack each other, and will divide Europe between themselves. How the countries were divided was changed a couple of times, but in the end all the Baltic states were left to Soviet Union and Poland was left to Germany. Stalin's goal was to have Europe fighting against each other, all countries fighting each other, until they're exhausted, and then he just come and swallow everyone up and have the whole campaign under the flag of liberation. Does that sound familiar to anyone? Any American viewers out there? So I have now reached the second memorial. This is a wall in Lithuanian flag colors, and in here you will see the silhouettes of people as they were standing in the human chain. As the bricks in the wall, there are names, and I don't think they're necessarily the names of people who stood in the human chain, but more likely people who participated in making this memorial. Back at the bike, and now I'll just have to look for gas for the bike, and then we can head out to the town towards the next memorial, which is already quite a distance outside of the town. When you are having an adventure, then every now and then you will end up somewhere where you did not expect to end up. For me, that's usually gravel roads, but the place is just amazing. So here is the next memorial. It's near Ukmergė, and it's right by the highway, so it's quite a noisy place. And here you can see it was put here in 1999. So 20 years ago. And to remember the 10th anniversary of the Baltic Way. There also seems to be some decorated flower bed in front of it, most likely shape of a heart. And now I think I'll have a small lunch, because who wouldn't want to eat in a noisy place like this? After a little stop for gas in Panevėžys, I have now arrived to Pumpėnai and stopped at another memorial. On the top there was some religious symbols, and below you see the date for the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact, with both Soviet and Nazi symbolics and a Lithuanian text. I don't know what it means, and Google Translate is also at a loss here. So, next up is Valley of Crosses or something like that. It's some 15 minutes of riding from here by the same highway. So let's see what that's all about. So I'm now in the Valley of Crosses, and there are several crosses between the trees here. I read from somewhere that the tradition of placing crosses in a valley has northern roots, and I'm not quite sure if all the crosses here are related to the Baltic Way or not, but many of them seem to be, considering the dates and markings on them. The texts are in Lithuanian, so I can't read them, but many of the years and dates sure match with events related to the Baltic Way. But now, with the magic of video editing and a little bit of riding, I have reached the next memorial. It is a sort of like symbol of a sun, I would say, on the top. And over here we have the words Baltijos kelias, which should stand for the Baltic Way. Also, you can see the map of where the chain was, where humans were standing, and we are currently somewhere around here. We have one more memorial left for this episode. That's just before Latvian border, and the ones in Latvia I only managed to find 2, I think, so they will be in the next episode with the Estonian ones. Some 15 minutes later, I'm at the Lithuania's last memorial, and it's raining now, but I think I missed the heaviest part of the rain that was to the right, because the road turned a bit, and that the rain that was over there, that was a thunderstorm. I saw several thunderbolts going all the way to the ground. So good luck to any bikers who are riding through that. But the last memorial, that's right in front of a motel next to the border, and the memorial consists of 3 I don't know, pillars, maybe you would call them. 3 symbols of joined hands, text about the Baltic chain in 3 languages, and map of the 3 countries. So I'm not really hungry yet, but there's a food place. I think it's a good idea to go there and just wait the storm out. Can't be that long so it passes. Anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.